An ageless protector of the century, an immensely powerful woman, a man able to communicate with machines, and a world filled with wonders that reflects 100 years of fiction. This is Planetary. When considering the many works of comic book writer Warren Ellis, you'll see certain themes arise time and time again. There's the hope and horror of transhumanist evolution, as can be seen in series such as Ultimate Fantastic Four, Astonishing X-Men, and New Universal. His often anarchic socio-political commentary is at the forefront of Transmetropolitan and The Authority. He's also been known to explore folkloric and religious wonders in series like Moon Knight and Thor. However, there's a consistent thread of tragedy and darkness that runs through the majority of his works. More often than not, his protagonists are left in the ruins of death and desolation by the time his stories end. But there's one Warren Ellis story that not only captures the author's myriad themes in a brilliant, cohesive whole, but also embraces the idea of goodness and humanist hope in the world despite the surrounding darkness. And that's Planetary. Planetary ran for 27 issues from September 1998 through October 2009 with artist John Cassaday and was published by the Wildstorm imprint of DC Comics. The Wildstorm universe was designed to be completely separate from the main DC universe and was home to heroes such as Wildcats, The Authority, and Gen 13. But Ellis's Planetary very much existed as its own unique and independent story, save for a few one-shot crossovers that served mainly as fun what-if scenarios. The story of Planetary takes place at the end of the 20th century and centers on Elijah Snow, an amnesiac man with freezing powers who we soon come to learn was born on January 1st, 1900. As one of the select group of what come to be known as century babies, he and many other heroes were born at the dawn of the 20th century with powers and seeming immortality. Destined to protect the century, Elijah has had countless adventures uncovering the strange and wondrous mysteries of the world, and now finds himself suddenly recruited by the group known as Planetary. While the organization spans the globe in an effort to track strange occurrences of all kinds, their lead field team is composed of Chiquita Wagner, an incredibly strong, fast, and durable woman whose abilities come the closest to a traditional superhero out of any character in the book, and the drummer, a man who can hear, communicate, and control any electronic communications. Planetary defines themselves as mystery archaeologists and are dedicated to discovering and protecting the strange wonders of the world. That, in and of itself, is the central conceit of Planetary, and is reiterated time and time again in a phrase by the main heroes of the series. It's a strange world. Let's keep it that way. While Ellis never shies away from the brutal and tragic, he consistently asserts that the world is essentially good, and its mysteries must be embraced for the betterment of ourselves and of all humanity. That idea is filtered through the lens of comic books and fiction as a whole, with the Planetary team encountering a different narrative genre in each issue, ranging from old-school kaiju tales to modern action blockbuster films. Frequently, classic characters like Doc Savage, Superman, John Constantine, James Bond, Captain Marvel, and more are included through analogous characters who represent their core characteristics with small tweaks. Planetary can be read through for the sole purpose of spotting these many homages and seeing how Ellis either tributes or subverts these archetypes in service of creating a robust and thrilling world. But their pop culture echoes never become distractions within the narrative. Alongside the exploration of these ideas comes experimentation in storytelling style, with Cassaday shifting his visual approach to fit the types of genres being explored. This includes extra-wide cinematic panels to match a John Woo-like tale of a ghost cop fighting crime in Hong Kong, aged and discolored pages of text to reflect pulp stories concerning a long-gone group of heroic mystery men, changes in both inking and panel borders to reflect both time and medium, and many more subtle but effective variations in style that bolster the importance of genre and the heroic actions of the characters found within. In doing so, Ellis also emphasizes the worth of the comic book genre and fiction as a whole, as these elements play a crucial role in saving the world. However, the biggest flip in character representation that provides Planetary with its major critique of the modern world comes in the form of the Four. The Four is a group of intergalactic explorers who, you guessed it, are versions of Marvel's Fantastic Four. But the Four are motivated by greed and the desire to control the world and its many strange mysteries. With powers similar to but darker than the Fantastic Four, these antagonists have seen the truths of the universe but failed to embrace its better nature. The Four represent everything wrong with people who seek to keep the world's power for financial and political gain at the expense of the less fortunate. These people drain the world of its unique beauty in favor of the cheap, fleeting, yet seductive ideas of wealth and power, They're meaningless when seen in the larger scope of existence. While Elijah, Chiquita, and the drummer are saddled with their own flaws, their goals are ultimately selfless, providing Ellis's masterpiece with a good heart and an inspirational message at its core. Although illness caused major delays in Planetary's publishing schedule, Ellis and Cassaday created a wondrous narrative that works as a cohesive whole that is stronger than its already fantastic single issues. Because Planetary unfolded over the course of a decade, we can also see firsthand how Cassaday's art evolved and refined over time, with the artist's bold action layouts and human expressions becoming ever stronger as the series progressed. While this analysis will refrain from spoilers concerning the end of Planetary, it's important to reference one specific twist that occurs just about halfway through the series in order to dig deeper into this wonderful comic book. Stop here if you want to read Planetary and don't want a crucial, if not experience-ruining, twist spoiled for you. For much of its first half, Planetary teases a central mystery. Who is the fourth man, the unseen benefactor of the Planetary organization known to many except for Elijah? In issue number 12, it's revealed that the fourth man is actually Elijah Snow. Elijah had founded Planetary in order to keep the planet safe and continue his archaeological expeditions, but voluntarily submitted to a memory wipe by the Four in order to keep his team safe. With a single panel, the mystery is blown wide open. Every relationship is seen in a new light, the world of the comic and our central protagonist is better understood, and we are thrown headlong into the battle against the Four, which comprises the main narrative thrust of the rest of the comic. With Snow suddenly transformed from the point of view character who is learning about the wonders of the world alongside the reader to the experienced, motivated man with a plan, the reader also shifts from being a more passive observer to an empowered individual who is fighting alongside Snow to protect the world. This change pushes forward the notion of not only accepting and appreciating the wonders of the world, but fighting for them in order to make people's lives better. Ellis is not making the case that man is inherently good. In fact, the vast majority of the people encountered in Planetary range from being flawed to being absolutely terrible. What he is saying is that there is a deeper meaning to existence as a whole. From the very first issue, Ellis posits that the world and the multiverse are comprised of information at their very roots, rather than matter and energy, which therefore explains the many phenomena and powers that comprise the story of Planetary. These ideas have their roots in real-world theories, such as the monster group, and provide an explanation for life that eschews spirituality in favor of a humanist approach. Planetary emphasizes the ideas of humanism by showing the benefits of rational thought, the importance of caring for our fellow man, and using our resources to solve the pressing issues of our day. Ellis frequently illustrates that we are all part of a universe that is far larger and more complex than we could ever imagine, yet each individual still has worth and an important role to play. By embracing that idea and striving to share the gifts of the world with others, we can become better, if not perfect, people. We also see this expressed in how classic heroes and villains are reinterpreted through a far more realistic approach within Planetary. Often, we see the aftermath or last moments of these characters. Analogues for classic figures like Godzilla or Galactus are long dead by the time they are first seen, subverting the seemingly immortal natures of classic characters who have been ageless in order to keep them relevant and lucrative for their real-life creators. The world of Planetary is strange and special, but it isn't immortal. With so much already lost and so much more to lose, the fight for the world becomes far more urgent. Eventually, the enlightenment of Elijah Snow regarding his own nature and the larger nature of the multiverse move him past the motivation of simple revenge against the Four. Instead, the salvation of the world and the life of a dear friend become his reason for fighting. Tragedies, moments of humor, and shocking horrors throughout Planetary are all in service of a simple yet powerful ending. The many mysteries and ideas that inform the story of Planetary make it infinitely rereadable, with its humanist theme shining through more and more each time. As readers explore the fantastical and wild ideas of Ellis's world, we can see the truths of our own. The world is worth fighting for, and life is far larger and stranger than we can ever truly understand. But each of us can play a role in making it a better place, so long as we look outside ourselves and embrace the greater, deeper good. It's a strange world. Let's keep it that way.